We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
McMansion Kris. All right, he has a crazy troubleshooting problem. We love these. He bought a Denon AVR X6200W. Things were fine. Then he ran an Audyssey and had a hum. The hum was coming from all speakers, even the ones connected using pre-outs and external amps. It got louder and quieter based on the volume knob position, and it was there no matter which input he selected. But if he turned the Audyssey off, the hum went away. So
Yeah.
he replaced the X6200W with a second X6200W unit, and the exact same thing happened.
Yeah.
So then he replaced it again with another unit, but this one was, instead of an X6200W, it was a X6300H, and it happened again.
Yeah.
So his older Onkyo receiver, which also has Audyssey Multi-Q XC32, never exhibited this problem. So finally, Kris bought a Marantz SR7010, and it's working fine.
Yeah.
So he asks, what the heck? It's not as though any of the Denon units got hummed right away, and as long as Audyssey was turned off, they seemed fine. So what could possibly explain this?
Yeah, more than that, he had a little bit of a mix-up because he said he tried turning Audyssey off, but then he turned Audyssey Dynamic EQ on, and the hum came back. So he was like, oh, Audyssey can be off, but Dynamic EQ can be on. Just to clarify, if you turn Audyssey Dynamic EQ on, it automatically turns all the Audyssey processing on. You can't have Dynamic EQ active without the rest of the Audyssey processing being active. Furthermore, you can't have Dynamic Volume, Audyssey Dynamic Volume active without it automatically activating Dynamic EQ and the rest of Audyssey. So just to clarify that point, so it was definitely Audyssey on in any form, hum, Audyssey off, hum went away.
It's a very, very strange problem, and the solution
really
is even
and to go across 2 model years.
Yes, and I can really only chalk it up to bad luck, to be honest with you. I cannot think of an excuse or a reason or a justification for why Audyssey on these particular units that you tested would have done this. It should never. It shouldn't happen ever.
And it's not like I'm seeing this problem on the forums, like a ton of people reporting it. So, I mean, the genuine answer here, Kris, is we don't know for sure at all.
Yeah.
He was saying, like, you know, he's been in contact with Denon customer support. Like, even they haven't been able to narrow down exactly what's been going on. There have been instances where there was a batch of bad parts. I mean, all that Audyssey processing is basically happening on one chip. Occasionally, they get a batch of bad parts. Maybe
but over 2 model years. I mean,
over 2. I know, like, but maybe he got like the final 6200s that were being made and the first 6300. All of those units are made in Japan. They're not the the SR7010 is assembled in China as opposed to Japan. Maybe they had a different batch of parts.
Maybe,
which is entirely possible. But I certainly don't know that for sure. But since it's clearly tied to the Audyssey processing, I'm thinking there's something wrong with that particular chip. Onkyo had an issue where they had a bunch of bad HDMI boards at a couple of years.
That's
Yamaha had some issues. They had a batch of bad parts at one point over a couple of model years. So I'm thinking that's perhaps the most likely. It's really unfortunate.
And it could very well be that you have a very unique setup as far as the number of speakers that you're using and where you're using them. And
like it.
I know, but I'm just saying. And that's why you're hearing it and nobody else is. I mean, you fixed it, so it's done. Yay! I'm glad.
Yeah, and we know it's not like bad wiring in your house or you're living inside of an RF radio or something. You got super unlucky, and I think maybe they had a batch of bad parts.
Luckily, we didn't have to suggest that you build a Faraday cage around your entire house.
Yeah, that's right.
Because that was our next suggestion. All right. Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com.
Let it go. Heavy knocking
This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.